Hello, everyone. I'm so excited. Can I get a thumbs up if you can see me and hear me, please? And then I will go back to the chat and see who's here. Uh-oh, looks like someone's having computer issues. Okay, thank you very much. You can see me and hear me. Thank you, Richard, Jill, everyone. Okay, so let's see who's here. Terry was the first one in with her gloved hands. We love those pretty pink gloves. And Denise said, ready and waiting, babysitting at my son's, and the kids are in bed. It'll be 8:00 p.m. in the UK. Richard said, so nice to see you again. I've been watching your videos. Thank you. And guess who? Nancy is in saying hello to everyone, and Joy T, and everyone saying hello to everyone, which is absolutely fabulous. Yes, before I read any more, I'm going to edit the description box to put the link in. I meant to do it, but as you know, Sew Terie has been donating dresses for Dress-A-Girl. She makes them and donates them along with other very talented sewers like herself. And on Mari Sews today, she was showing dresses. So I bet Terry could drop a link to that here in the live chat, but I will also edit the description box. So you're going to want to check it out. She will show Terry's dresses. And there's Giovanna. Hello to you, Giovanna. And she said, happy birthday, Marie. Thank you. Yes, yesterday was my big day. More about that later. Let's see. Giovanna will be right back. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. And there's Love My Crafts. Mary is here. Let's see. Richard said, I throw peanuts out back every day for the animals. We have chipmunks, squirrels, blue jays, and a groundhog. Oh, no kidding. Okay, let's see some more happy birthday wishes and people saying hello. Barb says, hello, everyone, especially Marie, our fearless leader. Thank you, Barb. Okay. Oh, Richard upgraded to Windows 11, was able to save all the data and settings with the upgrade. Well, that's a good thing. I did an update on my phone. I have a Samsung Galaxy S24 or something like that. And ever since that upgrade, there are notifications that I don't get. But it's for messages. Sometimes it's Facebook Messenger and sometimes it's my phone text messages. So what happens is instead of like flashing across your screen or it's in the pull down menu or whatever, it isn't there. Furthermore, when I don't get those pull down notifications or whatever you want to call it, it also doesn't turn the text dark. You know how a new message, it's got the darker text? I don't get it. So it's been crazy. And it's funny because, like, let's say I have a friend named Joan and she messages me 3 times and it comes through just fine. Doesn't mean it will the 4th time. So I tell everyone I've been messaging with, it doesn't matter which one, it's hit or miss. So I'm not sure what all that was about. And there's Janice. Hi, Janice. And she said, I'm so excited to see Marie again. It seems like such a long time. Marie, you have been missed. Well, thank you, Janice. And it has been a long time. Thank you. I have missed you guys. I've had a lot of, I'm just going to say a lot of issues going on, but hopefully things are coming back around and straightening out. And you know, it's been like 5 weeks. I mean, I haven't counted it, but I'm going to say it's been 5 weeks since I've done this. I was a little bit nervous. And I went and got a haircut on Monday because I looked, oh, it was all shaggy. I looked like someone's stuck one of those string mops on my head. It was awful. It was awful. Richard said, hi Marie, good to see you. Thank you very much. And let's see, Lauren is here. I don't want to miss people. Sharon, there's Sharon. Thank you, Sharon, for the birthday wish. And there's Michelle the quilter. Louise is here. Let me see. I know I'm missing people. Barbara DeCoster. She's new here. You get the happy dance. I can't remember how it goes, but we're happy to have you here. Carol. Hello, Carol. Good to see you, too. Let's see if I've missed anyone that far. Oh, our blue wrench holder Lisa is here as well. And Lucy Scott is here. Jill is here. I'm trying to go down through and see who I've missed up to that point. I think I've got everyone there because I did say guess who, it's Nancy. Lauren is here. Helen Rose. She says, hi, have missed you. I've missed you all too. It's incredible. Thank you, Terry. Terry posted the link there, and I'm sure she will do it again throughout the video for us. Richard, did I try restarting? Yeah, this has been a couple of, I don't know, I want to say it's been 4 or 5 weeks. It's been crazy. I've tried everything that I know. But yeah, sometimes that will help things out. Hi, Laura. Good to see you too. All right, I think I caught up. So this isn't like a What's Up Wednesday. I just have some an easy project. So postcards. So in case anyone's new here and you don't know, I make fabric postcards. Whoops, yeah. This one says Hello Autumn. I have my strips ready to go because when I'm chatting, I can't keep my brain on measurements and cuts and things like that. So I have to have something for a simple-minded person. That's what it comes down to. So anyway, okay, but I did want to tell you that when I woke up this morning, and I don't have Celsius, I'm sorry, but it was 43 degrees when I got up, but I did sleep in, so I don't know if it was cooler, but it is now 68 degrees here in northern Maine. It's a beautiful day. Autumn is upon us, and yesterday was gorgeous. A little bit chilly in the wind, but you know what? It was just a beautiful, beautiful day. And you guys know me, I love autumn. So for anyone new, autumn is my favorite season. I just adore it. I have a lot of good childhood memories from autumn, playing in the leaves, being with friends, just everything. I love it. And then before I go any further, I'm not sure if my mom is watching, but I told her I was going to be on at 3. So in case you are watching, hi Mom, I love you. And I know my Aunt Gail is watching because she messaged me earlier today to tell me that she would be watching. So hello, Aunt Gail. Okay. Let's see what I'm missing here before I go any further. Everyone's saying hello, hello. You guys are all so welcoming. So good to see it. And hi, Joyce. I see you there. Denise said she's been making cards today. The first one is in to be redone. The next one is well underway, but nowhere near as nice as Marie's. Well, I don't know about that. I've seen yours. Oh, Nancy says that the leaves are falling in western Kentucky. Oh, that must be gorgeous. Absolutely. And Lisa says, hi, Mom and Aunt Gail, into the chat. So, I did put some things in the mail today. I have one package that's going to have to go to the post office, I guess, to get weighed and all that, because I can't seem to get it right, but I'm going to see about that on Monday. And then after that, all I have is Betty's postcard to go, and I'll be caught up. So I appreciate everyone's patience and understanding. You know, with a lot of things going on, mailing was the very last thing I was thinking of, and I appreciate your patience. I mean, I even had bills that were late. I just simply didn't or couldn't get things done in a timely manner. But, yeah, I appreciate you guys. Okay, let me see what else we've got here. Oh, Giovanna's back. That was quick. And Jill said, hello to all the friends here. Everyone was missed. Isn't that true, Jill? It is. It is. It's so good for everyone to be back together. Denise says that autumn is well underway in Scotland, but haven't put the heating on yet. No, we haven't either. But it won't be long. Autumn is a lovely, inspiring, colorful season, though. It is. And Janice said, happy birthday, Marie. I hope you had a blessed day. I pray for your good health in the coming year. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate that. So, I said I'd tell you more about my birthday. My husband had said, a week or two ago, you better order something, whatever you want for your birthday, because that's what we do. It's not like we're kids and have to have a surprise. I wanted to get some new clothes because I've lost weight, but I didn't know what size I was. So we went to Walmart and I tried on jeans, found a pair of jeans that I love, and I figured the shirts would wait. I did grab some socks and stuff, but I've been looking at some new Aerosmith t-shirt. I've got this Aerosmith t-shirt on. It's a little big, but I love my Aerosmith, as you guys know. But yeah, so for my birthday, it's clothes, because that's what's exciting to me at my age. And I had to put in a Walmart delivery order yesterday. Wasn't really up to going out. And I looked through the cakes in the bakery, and they had a 5-inch birthday cake. I'm not even kidding you. It's just a miniature round cake that's perfect for 2 people. And I ordered Breyer's chocolate ice cream. So the story behind that is Breyer's chocolate ice cream is my ultimate all-time favorite. I don't buy it a lot because Breyer's tends to be a little more expensive, and I'm cheap. I've always been that way. If I can buy something that's 2 cents cheaper than something else, I generally will. It's just how it is. But we didn't end up having any cake and Breyer's chocolate ice cream last night. I wasn't feeling like having much of anything, not even really supper, so I thought, well, I'm not going to eat a little bite of cake and ice cream without having eaten something substantial, So we're going to have it tonight for supper. After the live stream, I'll make something for us to eat, and we'll have it then. But I didn't know that Walmart had those little cakes, and all they had available in ours was vanilla cake with vanilla frosting, but that's okay. I don't mind. I would have preferred chocolate with vanilla, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Aw, thank you, Helen. I appreciate it. Oh, Lisa is calling Terry with the coffee. I bet she can smell it from there. Oh, Giovanna says, never cheap. Frugal, Marie. That's it. I should have used that word, Giovanna. Frugal. That's it. And Terry says, but Breyer's makes good ice cream without the fillers. Oh, do they? See, I guess I didn't know. Now Giovanna wants cake. Thank you, Laura, for the birthday wish. Something I wanted to touch on, and I'm going to touch on this on the upcoming What's Up Wednesday as well. So many of you, I have quite a few people who are not in the States, and sometimes the timing of my live streams makes it difficult, if not impossible, for them to join in, or to join in for very long. So my husband and I were talking about it, and he said, well, what about once a month you do a live stream, whether it's something like this or whatever, where it's more friendly towards, So I got looking at it. I looked it up on Google, my source of information. So Australia is 14 hours ahead of me right now. Scotland is 5, and Italy is 6. So I think my brain, so far, and I have not thought this out like for a long time, but what little bit of thought I did put into it, I figured it's going to have to be like 3 o'clock in the morning for me. And you might say, wow. But you know what? A lot of times at 3 o'clock, I've been up. We don't sleep normal hours. So to me, 3 o'clock wouldn't be a big deal, to get up. And I'd have to have everything prepped the night before. But anyway, so I wanted to throw that out there to you. So if you live out of the States with a time zone that's quite different and you're not in Australia, Scotland, or Italy, please leave a comment under this video and let me know where you are and if you're interested in something like that, because I will definitely do that. Okay, let's see. Oh, Giovanna wants some cake. I'd share it with you guys. I would. If there was a disk drive here, I'd put it in there and close the slot and send it on its way. But, Lisa says, Marie, I thought you understood. Cake and ice cream have miraculous medicinal properties. Yeah, we had this conversation yesterday in the admin chat. Yeah, my stomach was just icky. And Giovanna said that Monday she'll get some because it's her birthday. So happy birthday to you, Giovanna. Happy birthday. Yeah. Giovanna says if you do 6 a.m., it will be fine for Europe or Australia and the U.S. Well, if Australia is 14 hours ahead, let me see, what time would it... I got to keep scrolling on me here. It would be 6 and 6, 12, 14. Yeah, it would only be 8 p.m. Australian time. That's not too bad. Okay, I am going to get some strips starting. That's another thing. I better write it down that I need to edit in case anyone new here wants to learn how to make postcards. I do have tutorials, more than one, on the postcards. So I'm going to write that down, as well as the link to the Dress-A-Girl. Terry, did you put something up on your channel about the Dress-A-Girl or the dresses or anything like that this year? I know you did last year, which if you don't mind, I can put that link up too. And Terry's agreeing with Lisa. She says, true, Marie doesn't listen. LOL. Well, of course not. So anyway, yeah, I have, like I said, some strips all cut. It's very dark in this room, but if I turn even one light more, turn on one more light than what I have, it's like this, I don't know if you call it halo effect, but it is very bright in here. Too bright. So, too bright. I'm not too bright, but the sun is. I was going to do some housework today, and I didn't get that done either. But who wants to do housework on a beautiful day when I'm going to hang out with you guys as well, right? There'd be no need for that kind of foolishness, right? Terry said she made a video of her parade of dresses, also shared Mari's in my posts and this live in my posts. Swift fingers. Yes, you do. You do have swift fingers. No, thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. And I will get those links put in the description box after the live stream. So, is anyone working on anything, or are you just chatting, or what have you been working on? Got to hear about all the news that is news, and that just made me think of that song from the 70s. Is it Ray Stevens? All the news that is news, something like that. I can't remember how it went, the song. The name of the song was called The Streak. And Giovanna said it looks fine with the lights as they are. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Lisa says, have you guys seen Giovanna's keychains? Why do I always forget she has a channel? Giovanna, I apologize. Yes, can you throw a link in there, Giovanna, to what Lisa's talking about? Keychains. And Lisa says her beadwork is just beautiful, and I bet it is. I bet it is. Now, one thing that I really wanted to mention, and I am going to say this again on Wednesday, I have, over the past, over a month now, received messages, very sweet messages. I've gotten some cards, some letters, and you guys are simply the best. But I really got overwhelmed with everything, and it's difficult when you don't feel well and then you're trying to just take care of everyday things around the apartment or whatever. So sometimes it just feels like a weight to try to respond to everyone or to do much of anything. So I appreciate your understanding in that case. I have received. I just haven't responded to everyone. I did reply to 2 emails today. There are a few more in there, and I will get to them. But you guys are just the best. You really are, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I appreciate the love. That's what it's all about, right? The love. Yeah, so I just lay these across here. You can do them straight. You can do them up and down. I've done them where I've just pieced a whole bunch of scraps together like little crumbs, ironed them, and then cut them to size and put them on the batting for these pot holders. There's so many ways to do them, but for me, I like them done diagonally. For whatever reason, I like it that way the best. So I tend to do a lot of them in that way. And then I take some fussy cut fabric, as I showed here. Now, I had a little beige square left over from something, and I put that behind the black part that says Hello Autumn. But I have fabric that has writing on it. I bought this probably 5 years ago. You know, happy fall, be thankful, falling leaves. I had 2 fat quarters of this, and I can't tell you how many projects I have made by cutting those words out and putting them onto things like postcards or little bags or, you know, things like that. Okay, let's see. Now we're going to find out what everyone's working on. Well, June has seen Giovanna's keychains. That's awesome. Lauren says she's been making quilted boxy bags. Those are fun. Richard's been collecting fabric. I understand that. Terry is making quilts for the NICU. Ah, I have a friend who has been making little, they're called loveys, and they're for parents who can't take their babies home. They're like a keepsake. And I told her it's just a beautiful idea. My son wasn't a NICU baby, he wasn't a preemie, but he died of sudden infant death syndrome when he was just under 8 weeks old. In fact, this year, on the 16th, that's why my birthday, I celebrate my birthday, but I don't celebrate, because he died 4 days after my birthday in 1985. So this year is 40 years, which doesn't seem possible at all that it could be that long, but it is. Anyway, on to other subjects. So yeah, but I still love autumn, and you know, we have memories, and that's what it is, right? Didn't mean to go down that dark road. But anyway, so my friend makes these little lovey blankets and stuff, and I told her, you know, that's going to be great because parents are going to appreciate that. Those little things can make a huge difference, that to think that someone cared enough to make something. So the NICU blankets, that gives them, you know, the family, they will be able to remember back to when the baby was so teeny tiny and someone thought to make them those. So that's wonderful. Anyway, I didn't mean to go down that whole road. I apologize. Joyce says that she's almost done with her Christmas quilt top. Well, that's awesome. You know, you hear about Christmas in July, but, you know, I make Christmas stuff year round. That's what I say. And June's been doing quilting a quilt by machine. Well, there's a hefty endeavor. Okay, Terry dropped a link. I believe that is for Giovanna. Thank you so much. And Giovanna, I will edit that into the description box. So anyone who's watching this on replay or anyone watching now who wants to come back after the live stream, I will edit these links in that I have been talking about, or that we have been talking about. Jill is making a duffel bag for her granddaughter's birthday. Well, that's sweet, and I'm sure she'll love it. Absolutely. And Michelle, the quilter, oh, she's saying hello to some ladies she knows. Denise said she's just finished a table runner. It was a paper piecing and full of autumn colors, but when she finished it, she fell out of love with it. But it was the likes on the Facebook page, so thanks for that. Yes, and I apologize. I mean, not that I did Facebook a lot, but recently I haven't been able to log in to the Facebook group. I had to have Terry put the link up today for today's live stream because I couldn't get there. But I think it has to do with my computer was my husband's before it was mine, and he's set as administrator. And I don't know, a couple months ago they wanted me to do something with changing passwords or changing something, and I started to do it but didn't know what I was doing, so I stopped, and I've had all kinds of issues since. I think it's that. Anyway, Giovanna still has to post others that she's done. Oh, hi Melanie, how are you? Good to see you here. Barb says she hand quilted a quilt for the first time and gifted it to her husband, and she also machine quilted a large throw with fall colors. Aw. The first quilt I ever, like full-size quilt I ever hand quilted was one I made for my mom in 1993, all done with like the country blue colors that were popular then. I love the colors, the fabrics in that. Okay. Terry says she would love to hand quilt a quilt one day, but first she'd have to get rid of all her machines for a reason to do so. Oh, it's relaxing, Terry. That hand stitching is so relaxing. Oh, it jumped on me. Let's see. I missed a lot there. I'm sorry. Finishing items for the next 2 craft shows, says Sharon. Bags, Kleenex box holders, books, pillows. That's awesome. Thank you, Giovanna. Oh, I'm still scrolling back up. Denise says, oh, and made about 10 keychains from Marie's videos. All my keys are looking smart now. Terry said that Richard wins, of course, because he's collecting fabric, you remember. Giovanna says, I have to start sewing again. I haven't for so long. Yeah, speaking of that, I need to do that. This is the first time I've been at the machine in over 5 weeks. So, yeah. And Janice is working on some maple leaf mug mats. She's got 5 made, working on number 3. She's quilting it. Well, that's awesome. Lisa, thank you for putting Terry's channel in there, because we all know she won't do that unless she's asked. Aw, Terry gave me hugs. Thank you, right? Thank you. Hugs right back to you, my friend. And Laura gives hugs. So sorry. Oh, okay. I know what you're all talking about. That's great. Awesome. I appreciate that. Let me see. Autumn is the best season. Terry's got some fall fabric. Okay, I got to scroll all the way down. I apologize if I've missed anyone or any conversation. Oh, I see Emily's here. Hello, Emily. She took a break from sewing and instead's been doing some cross stitch. That's always fun. Okay, Lisa made her first table runner with some polyester strips, and though it's adorable, ugh, no more polyester ever. I wouldn't even touch it. I know better. I know better. I could have told ya. Anyway, okay. Terry asks, wait, who remembers kerchiefs? Forced to wear them as a little one against my will. I could make one of those and parade around in that. Joyce got off Facebook, just doesn't do it anymore. I understand that. Richard says, I send Christmas gifts to my friend in Australia through Temu Australia. If I send it by mail, it costs 2.5 times the price of the item to send it to him. That's smart. Okay, Facebook too negative. Yeah, there's a lot on there. Giovanna says, I beat you, Marie. It's been since February. I haven't sewn as I have been doing beadwork. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. Sometimes we get taken over by something else. And, you know, as long as you're enjoying it, go for it. That's what I say. Okay, I'm going to start sewing these. But, let's see, I had a few things that I was going to tell you guys about. Time zone things. Oh yeah. So my mom and I went to Marden's on Monday, this past Monday. And it was the first time my mother took the bus that I use, like the local, it's just the bus that they pick you right up at your home, take you, you get 2 stops and then home for $3, which you couldn't beat that price with a stick, right? But anyway, we went to Marden's and we were having a great time. We found some fabric. I only bought 3 pieces. And one of them is kitty cat fabric. You guys want to see it? Of course you do. Why am I even asking, right? I'll repeat all this on Wednesday, so if you don't want to know, go la 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 la. They had the local baseball team, Boston Red Sox fabric, which I had some of, but it's very popular here, and that was $7.99 a yard. And that's kind of about the higher end of what Marden's has. The only thing more expensive than that is the 108-inch wide, and that's usually $11.99 a yard. And then look at this. You guys have got to see this. If you guys like cats, you've got to see this because this is adorable. Even though I'm not a yellow fan, I love this. These little cats have little French berets on their heads. Isn't that adorable? I love it. Is that a fan blowing or the wind? It is a fan, because if I had the window open, all you would hear is the traffic, so I had to close it. Hi Zaza, good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. And then they had more of this, which I had some, but not very much. So it just says RN, nurses care, support. You know, it's got like a stethoscope in the shape of a heart. So, where's the other piece? Oh, I showed you. Oh, 3. So while I was there, I noticed that they had, now normally they have 5 or 6 different bolts of Lorelei Harris, and if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I love Lorelei Harris fabric. Well, she is now done with fabric designing and everything, so what's out there is what's out there. Well, Marden's usually has 5 or 6 different bolts of it. they've had the same thing forever and a day anytime I was on there. Until Monday. They easily had, I'm going to guess, 30 different Lorelei Harris prints. Like, easily. And the majority of it was $5.99 a yard. There was some that was $4.99. But, you know, I can only use so much fabric, even though I love her stuff. So I could have spent money, but I didn't. But anyway, I was in that aisle, and I had called our blue wrench holder Lisa because of the Lorelei Harris fabric I found, and I couldn't remember which one she was looking for. So I had my phone. You probably even know what's going to come up by me giving you the hint. I had my phone at that point. I also was texting and then ended up calling my Aunt Gail because this yellow cat fabric that I showed is for her, because she saw one of my video tutorials and she wants, I'll tell you more about that later. But anyway, so my mom and I were looking at fabric, you know, trying to pick something out that we thought Aunt Gail would like, and she loves cats, so that was adorable. So I was texting with her and then called her, had my phone. Then my mom and I walked down through the shoe section, and I did set my phone down for a moment, but then I picked it back up. We got down to one of the end cap aisles, and at Martin's they have stuff just thrown into bins. So they had a whole bin of bras there, and we were looking through, just seeing what sizes they had and the brands and the price, because the prices were really good. They were like $5.99 or some crazy price. And I noticed that as we're pawing through there, that my phone, I had set it down on top. And I'm like, oh my land, Mom. I said, can you imagine if I lost my phone like that? I'd have never seen it again. So we left that section. I went and tried something on in the fitting room. We get to the checkout, and I went to call the bus, and I didn't have a phone with me. My heart just sunk, and it felt like prickles on the top of my scalp. I felt like my hair was standing on end. I was petrified. I'm thinking, oh my land, I lost my phone, I lost my phone. So I called my sister so that she could come get Mom, because there wasn't really any place to sit there. There's no seating. And I had to, you know, keep looking. Well, I backtracked everywhere, but of course I knew where I had it last. I just didn't know, you know, the last that I knew. I just didn't know where it ended up. And a woman came up to me who worked there, and she said that she had looked at the security camera, and the best that she could tell, when we were at that end cap of the aisle looking at the bras, she said, I saw you had 2 packages in your left hand and your phone was in your right, but that's the last place our security cameras see you with a phone. Well, I mean, tearing that place apart. I had customers who were very helpful. A few of the staff members were helpful, but of course they've got a job to do, and it's not to find my phone, but some of them were more helpful than others. I even have a story about using someone else's phone, and I guess it's not good to ask people this. I didn't know. I've never had to do it. But anyway, more about that. So my sister came, got Mom, took her home, and came back and helped me. Now, my mother had a great idea. She said, take a cart and go back to the bras, take all of them out of that compartment, and then you'll know, take them out one by one. Well, me with my OCD, I have OCD on some things, not on others, so I take them all out, and at first I just put them all back the way they were. Now, there were 3 sections on that. So I took them all out and then put them all back, but it bugged me, even though that's the way they had been laid there for me or for anyone else. It was bugging me, but I was too busy looking for my phone. I was pawing through this and that, and like I said, just frantically looking for my phone. So I had to stay there. Well, there's way more to this story than what I'm about to tell you, but ended up a few trips back home. I had to get my other phone to try to do the Find My Phone thing, which didn't work. People in the store were trying to help me by calling my phone, but my sounds were off, so that wasn't as helpful as one would think. So at first, I had to let my husband know where I was, because before my sister took me home for the first of 3 times, I didn't want him to worry, thinking I was just gone so long. So I thought maybe someone would let me use their phone. Well, I couldn't remember his number, because why? It's programmed in my phone and it's a new number and I don't know it. So, oh goodness. There was a lady, probably a little older than me, and she was watching me look through everything, and of course I had tears in my eyes. I was upset. And she said, "Oh, sweetheart, what's wrong?" And I said, "Oh, I lost my phone. Sorry I'm not reading the chat. I will catch up." She said, "Oh, that's too bad. Do you know where you were?" Thinking, yeah, well, kind of. And I know people are trying to be helpful, but, anyway. So, I said, "You wouldn't happen to have a phone with you, would you? I need to get a hold of my husband, so I need to call my friend." Because I figured that my friend, we share a phone plan. So I thought she can call my husband, and that way he'd know where I was. So she let me know that no, she didn't have her phone in the store with her. It was in the car, but that her husband had his. So when he came over, which wasn't very long from when her and I were chatting, she says, "Henry, this woman lost her phone. Can she use your phone to make a phone call?" And he just kind of looks at her like, "What are you getting me into?" And I'm thinking, oh, I wish I wouldn't have asked, and I wish she wouldn't have asked. So he kind of begrudgingly says, "What's the number?" So I reel off the number, and he dials it, and then he went to go like this, so I thought he was handing me his phone, okay? He wasn't. He put it on speaker, and he held it out like this, but he's still a good 6-7 feet from me. So I had to call my friend like that and go, "Hi, it's me, I'm at Martin's, and I lost my phone." Go through all this, like, are you kidding me? So anyway, she didn't have my husband's number in her phone either. She had to call US Cellular to get it because, like I said, we all share a plan. Ended up, after 4 or 5 trips back between the house, because when I finally got that Find My Phone to work, it told me that it was at this address. So I get here, and then I realized that it said it was at this address, and it hadn't been updated since May. So, yeah, it was a very interesting trip to Martin's, and not one that I would want to repeat. Okay. Now, let me try to catch up a little bit. I'll have to come in and do it all a little later there. Let's see. Okay, there was the fan part, and Zaza said hello. Hello, hello. Let's see. Thank you. People like the fabric and love the kitties. Denise says she went to her local fabric shop yesterday for one fat quarter. Yep, you guessed it. She came out with 6. I would have said 10, Denise. Hi, Jan. Jan says, hello, everyone, from Rosetown, Saskatchewan, Canada. Hello, hello. Terry said, yep, Lorelei retired. She did. Lisa, I've made hanging towels, pillow covers, pot holders, double pot holders, a couple of trial table runners, and more. Mostly Christmas gifts. Yeah. Lisa shared Zaza's channel. There we go. Thank you. Terry says Lorelei still has fabrics on her website for $7 a yard. Well, that's good to know. And Laura, I have no self-control when I walk into a fabric store. I spend way more if my husband is with me. He's definitely an enabler. He tells me just get it all. That's cute. My husband will find fabrics that I don't even see. You know, and he'll say, wouldn't this be perfect for so-and-so? Yeah, it would be. He's got a good eye for finding stuff. Because when we go to Martin's, the first section he goes to is like the tool section, but then when he's done there, because they have nothing new or whatever, he'll come find me in the fabric section. After I get this next piece on here, I'll show you guys when I have 3 strips on here. Like I say, the lighting is what's bad here. I can see well enough for what I'm doing. I wouldn't want it to be any darker. But I put these on here like this, fill the whole thing in, and then I tend to do some fancy stitches over the seam line. Like on at least one, I like to do autumn leaves and, you know, things like that. And I've been finding that on the fabric postcards, I like to repeat one of my fabrics. And I never used to do that, but I think it adds a lot to it. Alright, let's see. Lorelei is available on Spoonflower, 2 of my favorite things. Oh, that's funny, Lisa, no kidding. Giovanna says, yeah, as long as he's paying, Laura. And she says, yes, Giovanna, he pays. Sadly, I had to retire in 2017 due to medical issues. Yeah, you've had a rough time lately, Laura. I'm sorry. Giovanna says she's fine, and that's a great thing to hear. Lisa says, I perused Hancock's of Paducah, and oh my, some great fabric deals, and I didn't buy a thing, not a thing. This is my monumental time, my friends. Well, there you go. Richard says, if you could get someone to call your number and listen for it. Well, the problem was my ringer wasn't turned on. There was no sound. So, yeah, because when I got home, I had 57 missed calls. So, if that gives you any indication, these people were really trying. Oh, yeah, I didn't even finish that story out. Sorry. So, after 4 or 5 trips or whatever, went back to the store because I was not going to leave until I found my phone. I can't remember why I came back home the last time. But I walked in the door, and there's a gentleman that works there at the service desk who I know because he used to work a place anyway, I know who he is. And he had been very helpful. I walked in and he says, I'm going to be your favorite person today. And he held up my phone. And so my big burning question was, where was it? Because when I say that my sister and I, we looked everywhere. The workers looked everywhere. Customers looked everywhere. I wanted to know where they found it. Well, he didn't know. One of the other workers had come up to the service desk and dropped it off, and he didn't know. He was waiting on a customer. So he didn't know who found, or where it was found. So I guess it will be one of life's mysteries, but I'm glad that I have it. It's funny because the first customer that I talked to who asked me, you know, what's wrong, because she could see I was upset, I said, I lost my phone. I need to find it everything, she goes, is on my phone. I said, yes. And she said, that's true of everyone. And you know, there's a lot of information on our phones. I had even asked the gentleman that I know that works there, I said, is there any way you guys could make an announcement? Because maybe I left it in the cart, and when I went to pay, I didn't see it, and this and that. And he said, I'm sorry, we don't do that. And I just kind of looked at him like, what? And he said, if we draw attention to the fact that someone might have, you know, an expensive cell phone in their cart, it's store policy not to do, you know, a call for it, like, you know, over the system, the PA or whatever you want to call it. He said, because people are more likely to steal it. And I do get that in a way, but most people, me included, have a code. If you don't know the code, you're not getting into the phone. So either way, I'm thankful. I got it back. I got it back. Okay, let me see. Go back to the chat. Laura, I feel like I need to catch up. I've been on and off YouTube the last few weeks because I wasn't feeling 100%. Well, I hope you're doing better, Laura. I know what that's like, for sure. Giovanna said, that's what I said, Richard. I see. Like mine. Zaza says, Laura, how are you managing without your IV nutrition? Hope you're feeling better now, Laura. And then Lisa says, Richard and Giovanna, they did that. Oh, talking about calling the phone. Yeah, there was a lot of that going on. It's skipping around here. Yeah, it was a headache, Terry. Laura says, doing her best to maintain her weight. Lost a little, but not too much. My follow-up appointment is Monday. Hopefully the doctor will be okay with the weight loss. Giovanna, wow, that was rude. Yeah. Oh, and then get this. That guy whose phone, like, he had my friend's number on there. He called my friend that night at like 10:30 and said, please forget that you have my number. I don't ever want you to call it. Like, she said to me, why would she call some person that she doesn't know? You know, but people can be really rude. Laura, you and I are in the same boat, probably for different reasons, but she said, I'm feeling better, but it's been difficult to keep my weight stable. I'm still working on it. Yes, that's where I'm at. Hi, Kathleen. Kathleen Kendall is here in the house. Hello to you, fellow Mainer. Yeah, so Terry says, oh, Marie, what a headache. And Denise, but did you find your phone? Yes, I did. Wouldn't want to repeat that either. Exactly. Yeah, Giovanna says she's keeping us in suspense. Yeah, I did mean to say that, but you guys know me. I get chatting and I lose track of where I am in the story. I'm one of those people that goes back and goes, oh yeah, but before that that's what kind of storyteller I am. Kathleen says, hi ladies, I seem to be arriving late today. That's okay. Better late than never. Let's see. Carol, I don't know the secret to happiness, but I've never been sad in a fabric store. I love it. That's cute. Terry says, Marie, if you highlight the last comment you read, you easily find where you left off. I don't know how to do that. When I click, I can't see OBS Studio, which shows like the camera. But thank you for that. I'll have to try to figure it out. But yeah, Laura said, Carol, truer words have never been spoken. I'm always happy in a fabric store and very happy when I leave with my purchases. Giovanna, my daughter works in a phone shop and an old man was robbed and he lost everything, phone and documents. Yikes, that's rough. Richard says he's lost his wallet several times over the years and also on the bus and at Walmart, always got it back. I now have one on a chain and keep it in a front pocket, no doubt. Terry says, Marie, is he running from the mob? Forget my phone number. I know, right? At first, I can't touch his phone, which I'm kind of a germaphobe. Really, I am. So I did want to call her, but my thought had already been, because I disinfect my phone at least once a day with disinfectant wipes. But, anyway, I wasn't happy about having to hold someone's phone, but the way he handled that whole thing, and scowling at me the whole time, I was kind of, but that's funny, Terry. Georgina, hello to you. She says hello, hopefully all is well. It is. I am just catching up on the chat. I'm sewing some postcards, and everyone here is so lively. We got a good group of people here. Glad to see you come in. Giovanna says, you're a Virgo, and I can relate as I do the same, Marie. That's it. We're birthday buddies, Giovanna. Right? Birthday buddies. I gotta peek out there. No, the sun went under. It's looking really cloudy. Kathleen, are you still here? What's your weather like down there today? Kathleen is here in Maine, but she's quite a ways away from me. I was telling everyone that when I woke up, it may have been cooler before I got up, but it was 43 when I got up this morning. Okay, I gotta sew my way back down. I have 4 going at a time. I just kind of sew them all in strips, and yeah. So I'll get these ones done today, and then probably what I'll do is the next time I come in the sewing room, which is hopefully tomorrow, I will start with the decorative stitches. And you know what I've found? Of course, color can be everything with your fabric, but the autumn postcards, that I sent some out today, and I was noticing that there were some that I did the tops, the decorative stitching with black or dark brown thread, and that looked really, really good against the autumn colors of the postcards. I really like that. Almost 4 o'clock. I'll probably stay going a few more minutes, but I do get tired fairly easily. But I didn't sleep well last night either, so that doesn't really help. Today's the first day I actually fixed my hair since I got the haircut, because I have to use hair glue to make it stand up. It's called the hair glue. It's exactly what it's called. And it took me a while to learn to use it to make my hair stick up. But anyway, today's the first day I fixed it, and I was in the bathroom doing that, and I'm like, do I even remember how to fix my hair? It's been a while. I haven't worn earrings since whatever the last day was that I did a What's Up Wednesday. Not even kidding you. But we got to start somewhere, right? And I am doing so much better than I was. I had a rough time. August was bad, but everything's looking better. Okay, now I'm on my last strip of this part right here, and once I get these fabrics kind of ironed out, finger pressed, well, I'm using my little handy dandy roller there, I'll show you guys what I have so far. Not that it's that exciting, but gotta show and tell. Alright, let me see, let me go catch back up here. Laura said, I'm so glad you found it. And that's where Giovanna said her daughter works. I've seen that. Yeah. Lisa says, Carol, your statement should be on a t-shirt. I think so. Any of us who embroider, we should be embroidering it on a pillow or something too. Oh, goodness. Sunny today in Unity, says Kathleen. Well, that's good. We started out that way, but it isn't that way anymore. It isn't that way anymore. Let's see. But thank you. I was wondering what it was like down that way. Giovanna says, also, Deb, the pug mama, is on the 17th, so we can make a big birthday party together. Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know how that stuff works, but like if all three of us did a video or something, that would be fun, Giovanna. Jill says she has 3 daughters and they're all Virgos. 49 degrees, says Kendall. Is that this morning? Kendall. Kathleen, is that this morning you meant 49? Giovanna says, I feel sorry for you, Jill. Oh, thank you, Giovanna. Laura says, Marie, it's been so nice seeing you today. I've truly enjoyed every minute. I have too. You guys are the best. You really are. Thank you, Laura. Denise says, you're doing so well, Marie. It's been a real treat to see you. Just take one day at a time. That's definitely what I'm doing. Let me get these out here so I can show you, and then I'll close up. How's that? I'll finish the chat here in just a moment, and I'll show you this. Not that it's that exciting, but, you know, every little bit. Let's see. Audrey, Nana Preps, hello! And she says, oh wow, I made the end. Sorry I missed you guys. I'm sorry too, but welcome in. Welcome in. I'm glad you were here. But you can watch the replay. As soon as this ends, it might even be able to be restarted now, but this is not a regular time for me, but I've been away for about 5 weeks, so this was just kind of a little easing into it, catching up and all that, you know. Oh, Kathleen says 40 degrees now. Well, now you have me curious. I've got to look and see what it is. Laura says, I totally understand how you feel. I have fibromyalgia in addition to the other issues I've been dealing with, and some days are difficult. Yes, I understand. Understand that. Right now it says it's 67 here. So you guys are definitely cooler than we are. Okay, let me straighten these out and I'll show you the ones I've sewn. Well, they're most of the way sewn at this point. So there's kind of one. Of course it goes like this. I haven't trimmed it out yet. And I found some lace the other day that's not all whites and things like that, so I might be able to incorporate that. See, when I'm done, I just flip them this way and I cut the excess off. I cut them 5 by 7, the cotton batting, and then I trim them down to 4.5 by 6.5. Before when I make the postcard. But I don't do that until the very last thing. And one more. But I have to say, I really didn't think I felt like sewing. But, chatting with you guys and just doing it, it really worked out well. So those are the ones I have going. Okay, let me see. Oh, thank you, Georgina. Thank you. Denise, it was 11 degrees in my village this morning. I would have to see what that is in Fahrenheit, but it still sounds chilly. Audrey says, oh, I will. I'm so glad you're back. Well, I'm just glad to meet you because I know I have subscribers that I don't know of, but it's always good to meet someone. My fibro has taken a back seat to broken bones. Oh, yikes. Yeah. Yeah, I've had fibromyalgia for years, and I can't say it doesn't bother me, but I have a chronic pain condition that is called CRPS, and that's the thing I deal with the most as far as that goes. That's why, like, there's times I'll say I just can't do this, like on a Wednesday. Can't do my What's Up Wednesday day. Can't do it. It might be that. It might be something else, but anyway, Laura said, very pretty. Thank you, Laura. Kathleen says, oh my goodness, that was this morning. It's now 71. Well, I wondered, because that's what we're usually a few degrees below you guys. You know, usually, because you and I will compare on Wednesdays. I gotcha. Let's see, Audrey says, awesome. Giovanna, pretty, your favorite colors, says Jill. June, your cards are pretty, thank you. Laura says 96 in Arizona with a real feel of 104. Oh my goodness. June, have you ever done any of the postcards? Yeah, Laura, I don't do well with heat. I get terribly heat sick. Sunsick. I can't even be out in it, but I don't know how you deal with that heat. I really don't. Anyway, everyone, I can't tell you how good it was to chat with you all and get together. I do plan to do What's Up Wednesdays, but the one thing I do want to say is I am easing into everything. I'm not going back full tilt. And I think for a while I'm going to hold off on the weekly postcard giveaways because, number one, I don't have enough made ahead. And I think that if I started giving them away again, I would feel pressured to have to sew when maybe I don't feel up to doing it. So I thought, I'm going to give myself a bit of time, and I'm just going to hold off on, you know, the creative word of the day thing and the postcard thing. And like I told my husband, I know I have the most understanding subscribers. So I know, you know, you guys know what it's like if you have health issues and things like that. And sometimes you get overwhelmed. And I do want to repeat, I have received some wonderful letters, messages, cards, and things, and I appreciate every single one of them. But sometimes I'm just inundated, and then it's hard to get through the day-to-day things, let alone taking that on. But it's not that I don't read everything and cherish it, because it really means a lot to me. So I'm not going to pound on and on about it, but I hope you guys know. Okay, everyone says it's been great. You know, we have a great group of scrap-loving, sewing people here, don't we? Oh, my goodness. June says, no, she hasn't yet, but she has scraps for them. See, that's the first thing. Also, on Wednesday, I have some items that I have been sent that I'm going to show off. Sharon sent me a package. I got another gift. I don't know how I'm going to show it to you because it's a light, but we'll see. But anyway, so Terry says, so happy to see you, Marie. You do what you can when you can. That's got to be my motto, Terry. It really has to be at this point, you know. Giovanna says, it was a real pleasure chatting with you, Marie. I could say that too about everyone, but I'm glad. Thank you, Giovanna. June says it's 85, feels like 99. That'd be 200 to me. Yikes. 77 in West Texas, and she wants to learn postcards. Well, I had said it earlier, but I'll repeat it. I know at least 2 videos that show the tutorial of how to do it. I'm going to edit the description box after this live stream. So a little later, if you come back to this video, you go below it, and it will have like it starts a description and it says more. Click where it says more, and it will show you everything, like my email address or whatever, and it's going to have some links. It's going to show you to Terry's Dress-A-Girl things. We're going to have Giovanna's handiwork. Sorry, it's with beads, and I've forgotten the whole thing, but I think it's keychains. I apologize. And then you'll know what her channel is, so you can subscribe if you want to either one of these ladies. Very talented, so you're going to want to check them out. But I will also put up the links to my postcard tutorials, okay? I think one of them is an actual tutorial. Some of the other ones are just me sewing them, and you get to see how I put them together. Okay, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Yes, Terry says, don't forget, if you're on Facebook, everyone, please post what you've been working on. I hope you do, and I hope I'm able to log on and see it pretty soon. Thank you, everyone, for the well wishes and the good days and all this. And yes, I agree, Jill. It's just what everyone has needed. And Terry says, and if you come back, please leave a comment. It really helps Marie's channel get pushed through. And it does. I've taken quite a hit, but that's okay. I don't care. I had to take that time off, and it was the best thing I did. I appreciate all of you who watched my older videos and everything. Oh, there we go. Giovanna has just watched all Marie's videos, so you give her watch hours. Thank you for that. Yes. And Denise said the babysitting was so much easier with everyone. Thank you. Yes, we'll see you next time. Melanie, hi. She says, glad you were able to come on and chat with us. I just asked Terry about how you were doing, and I'm glad you came on. Well, thank you, Melanie. Have a great day, everyone. Oh, Deb S. is here at the end. We're all birthday girls this month, Deb. Me, you, Giovanna. All right. Take care, everyone. And remember, be kind out there. The world needs more of that. If there's a lady into a local store and she lost her phone, please let her use your phone. She can't run very fast. You won't lose it. Take care, everyone, and I hope to see you on